Colleen here again. I'd just like to show you a lovely card that I made at my friend's Beck's class that she had about a month ago, and I really loved it. I love the whole idea and the concept of it. Just by spraying the water with ink onto the front of the card and then adding some greenery and then doing a cricket rose. I just thought it was lovely, but you can't post this one, so I'm going to have to I decided to change it a little bit, different flower, so that we could post it. I didn't have all the stamps that Beck had, but I did have a couple, so I've changed the flower to a flat one, and I used used quite a few stamped images here. The flower comes from the Happy Birds. The circle, the Doodle circle here, comes from Doodle Designs. The Taste of Summer is where I got the swirl from. Oops. For the leaf pattern, I've used the Blossoms Card Making Workshop, plus I've used the small dots out of there, and I've also taken the Happy Birthday from the tag one. So that's all of the, like I said, I did use a lot to make this card, but I just thought it was so pretty. Anyway, this one here has been sprayed with water in the bottle. I just put a few drops of water in the bottle and used that. And this one here, I've actually put methylated spirits in it. I wanted to see how that would work. It works all right, so we're going to be doing that one today. But I need to make sure, I'll just move these out of the way for me. And bring in a piece of scrap paper. It is a very messy business spraying. I need to make sure that I've got this facing the right direction. And you hold up and you give it a squirt, just like that. Maybe I was a bit heavy-handed then, it could have been a bit less, but I think it'll work on the card. Now I'll leave that one to dry, but I have got one I did earlier. And I also sprayed just a normal piece of paper in a few spaces so I could stamp out some flowers. So here I have the piece done. Now this piece here measures, now for a 6x4, it's cut at 5.5 by 3.5, and if you want to do a 5.5 by 4.25 inch card, it's 5 by 4 3/4. That's for the front panel. For the matting panel, for a 6x4, it's 5 3/4 by 3 3/4, and for a 5.5 by 4 1/4 inch card, it's 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Now what we'll do is we're going to mat our card onto that panel. We'll do that right now. There it is. Oh, there it is. I should have had it ready. I had it tucked away. I'm just using some tear tape for this. But if you can use tape runner, whatever you like, liquid glass, glue of any description, it'll be fine. Oh, I know what I forgot to do first. I'll put this on, but we should stamp first. So onto here, using our green, which is pear, we're going to be stamping our swirl. But first of all, all over the show, we'll stamp our circle first. Now that's going to be stamped in ruby. That's the colour that I've chosen to use today. So we'll stamp that into the middle, like so, and lift it off. Then we're going to be stamping our green swirl. So just add some glue onto that, glue, ink, which is pear, and that'll just go onto the side like so. And then we'll take our leaf and add that into the pear, and then just swing that to the side so that you can get some nice, and turn it round the other way, and add that onto there. Because where it overlaps, it doesn't matter, because you're going to be adding your sentiment and that. And then we're going to take the little dots and in the ruby. And we're just going to make like an access point of these onto the front. Now, I'm not sure where Beck got the card, but as soon as I find out who the lady was that made up the card, I'm going to give her all the credit because I think it's just beautiful. So we're finished with our pair. So that's the front of our card, and that will go onto there. So as you can see where I've used the methylated spirits, it's just come through because it's turned it into like an alcohol-based ink now, but that's all right. It'll be fine. Just put those over there. Add this to the front of our card. Our mating panel. There we go. Now for our card. Now our card, because I like to make my cards at 6 by 4 inches. That's what size I've cut here, but you can have yours at 5.5 by 8.5, fold in half, and that becomes your 5.5 by 4.25. So I'll just take this. I'm going to score this at 4 inches. You would score yours at 4.25 if you're making the other size. Or if you already have a pack of the standard cards ready cut. So then we'll place that onto the front. I didn't know how it'd go in the red, but I think I quite like it. Now I just add the tape to the back. Use your tape runner, but you know, it's up to you what you want to use. Oh, just dropped it. Ta-da! Retrieved it. Right, so that'll go onto the front of our card. Everything has like a 1/4 inch all the way around. So there's our card. We'll pop that to the side. Now, this is the piece I already sprayed earlier so that I could stamp the flower out. I've already cut one out so you don't have to watch me cutting. But first off, I inked it up in the ruby. And then I picked a place where I like the look of that. So that one there. And then we take another piece. Now I'll just bring back a piece of scrap. I just want the centre in the red, so I'm just going to, as you can see, just so I can just get the centre there on a piece of plain white, and then on the cardstock itself I just want the little flower bit in the centre there, so I'm just going to go like that, and then I'll cut out around all these pieces and make up the card, make up the flowers I've already done. But you don't need to see me fussy cut because that's just painful to watch. Alright, so with a little bit of glue, I just added some glue to here. Took my tweezers, worked out where it needed to sit, and added that to the front. I mean, if you wanted to have this on some 3D tape, you can. I just decided to have mine. To have mine as a flat piece because I was going to raise the name up and I wanted it to be able to fit in the envelope nicely. The little piece here, the little white piece, just line that up there. So it's all done in the ruby, but it's just looks a bit different because all the colours, it's on like its own natural colour. Plus I've sprayed it, plus I've done it straight onto white. Now for the little name piece here, I'm going to take the scissors and just, now this little bit here measures at 3 and 3/8 by 1/2 inch wide, and I'm just going to dovetail the ends. Oh, it's raining outside now. My husband rang before and asked me if it was snowing. I said no, not yet, so that's a good thing. There we are. And then I'm just going to take our birthday greeting and stamp it in the ruby and off to one side. There we are. Oh, that's not real straight. Oh, it'll pass. Blind man will be pleased to see it. And then I'm going to just add a few pieces of .3D foam squares. Just add those along here. And add that to the front of the card. Ooh, turn it around the right way. Just add that into there, across there. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of tape run across the back of my flower and add that onto there. And there you have it. Oh, and what I did to the other one too, I took a piece, just get that back again, on the inside, I just added this swirl here. I just opened up the inside and added the swirl into this corner. Then I took the leaf, just inserted that into the corner too, on the side, and then I just used the dots just to give it a little accent hint on the inside. That's all I did to the inside of the card, so it matched the front. So if you like this card, feel, make it yourself. You can use any flower on the front. I just chose that one there. I like the way that I could line it up and cut it out. Well, not one much for gosh, I tell you, my words are terrible today. But anyway, there we are. This is it, and this is what I've done, and I hope you really like it. So this one here, the original one was done in Lagoon. The one I recreated, I did in Lagoon, and this one here I've done in Ruby. So I just think they look really pretty, and I hope that you like them, and I hope that you give them a go. So till next time, keep on creating, and thanks for watching. Bye.